Hey guys, John Di Lemme here, the founder of Conservative Business Journal and the host of the CBJ Real News Podcast Show. And you also hear on my accolades and my bio, author of 20 books. And I made a decision, because many of you have asked about this. I made a decision at least 2, if not 3 times a week. You're going to hear me teach from one of my many books. And it's going to be a success lesson. And you see today's show, is titled Success Lesson About Associations That Will Make or Break You. And I want you guys to grab a pen that writes, take some notes. And you know what I've seen recently over the last few years is the lost art of learning. And I'll be teaching tonight this lesson from a book I authored in 2008 titled 7 Principles to Live a Champion Life. 7 Principles to Live a Champion Life. This book was published and authored I wrote it in 2008. It is now 2022. 2008 to 2022 is 14 years ago. This book was written. I actually wrote it 16 years ago. This book took the longest to write, and it's a very deep book. And the issue right now in life and business and success is people are not reading. Their minds are very distracted. They're all over the technology. We live in a TikTok 2, 3, 4, 5 second mindset. We're not activating God's greatest gift he gives us, called wisdom. You're not allowing yourself to learn. And today, during my self-development time, and I believe in development, that's what I name my company, is Di Lemme Development Group. If you don't develop yourself, you take a piece of land. A real estate investor will look at a land and have a vision and see something. They make that investment in the land first, and then you make additional investments, building a foundation, hiring an architect, getting blueprints, having a vision, and then starting to market the dream, the vision. Let's say it's a commercial property to potential renters and buyers and investors, and they have a vision, they have a blueprint. You start learning and they start laying it out. And what I've seen in the last couple of years is people are not learning, they're not developing themselves. That's why my company's named Di Lemme Development Group. You want to get around a group of people that develop your greatness. I'll say it again. You want to get around a group of people that develop your greatness. God birthed you a champion. So today, during my self-development time, and every day I read every single day. And I learn every single day. People go, what happened if you lose all the internet? I earned well over $1 million before there was internet. Some of you do not even know my background. Many of you know me as a conservative political commentator, and obviously all the events I've spoken at in the conservative business world. And, the Conservative Business Journal birthed out of all the principles. So today I was reading from the book, 7 Principles to Live a Champion Life. Remember, all my books are available on Conservative Marketplace. That's our store, conservativemarketplace.com under books. And also when you visit our main website, Conservative Business Journal, and you'll see the little icon in the website store, click on that, goes out to the category books. And once again, this book's titled 7 Principles to Live a Champion Life. Principle number 2, know who you are. And you see, just the word principle means fundamental, foundation, core. That's a principle. A principle is woven through people's lives. Wow. It's woven into the fabric of someone's character trait. Know who you are. And as I was reading this, I chose tonight to do this success lesson. As you can see, it's titled Success Lesson About Associations That Will Make or Break You. Your associations make or break you. Who you're around speak for who you are. Without opening your mouth, without your mouth being open, people can identify your beliefs and your character traits by who you associate with. We're blessed over the years, my wife and I, to be one of the main areas I've been coaching. I'm one of the top coaches in real estate. I spoke to one of my clients today. It's 12 years ago. He did his first coaching call with me. And I chuckled. He's went on to do millions and millions and millions of dollars of business. And he's read one of my books 29 times, and he's featured in many of my books. And his success story is incredible, earning more income in 2 weeks than he used to earn in a year for 30 years. Verifiable. And we had a great conversation today about success, about life, about coaching, about being challenged, and really about what happened for John and Kristen, that's their names, is that they identified who they were, and I extracted out of them who they are. So as I was doing my development today, I said to myself, you know what? Know who you are in associations. And getting back to the real estate process is, we have a few real estate properties, and it's homeowners associations. And all of you are part of certain associate. Your homeowner associate. If you own a home, and you are in this association, you invest every month in an HOA fee that covers part of the association. So know who you are. Principle number 2. Guys, get ready. This is awesome. As I was reading this, you know what? I want to teach on this. And this is my first success lesson, and I'll be doing many more of these as I dig into many of my books over the years. Now, thank you, Troy. I see Troy on live, and Troy goes, I really enjoy using my promo code for my pillow. I appreciate that. You know, Mike Lindell is a great friend of mine. Great book. You guys should read is Mike's book. What are the odds from crack addict to CEO? And when you do visit mypillow.com, we appreciate you using promo code CBJ. You could actually go to mypillow.com/CBJ. It takes you right out to the page that they built for us, and you'll see the actual promo code CBJ on there. So you got know who you are. This is, and I'm looking here. I was actually what I was studying today, and I wanted to teach from. I actually looked at something else as I was just getting ready to teach, but I'll wait for the next lesson. So guys, watch. Most likely 3 times a week, I'll be doing a success lesson like this. And I believe many of you will enjoy it. I believe you get a lot out of it. I believe it will be personal. Thank you, Carol. Carol said Mike's book's an amazing story. So on page 39, principle number 2, the 7 principles of a champion life book, it says, know who you are. One of the biggest reasons that people remain anchored to their past instead of moving forward towards their future is their association. You know, the biggest excuse people always say is, well, you don't know my past. Well, today is April, quote unquote, 10th. This is the April 10th podcast show. So whatever you do on April 10th will be April 11th, April 12th, April 13th, April 14th past. So the decisions and associations you make today is your past for tomorrow. So in order to change your future, change today's actions, because today's action becomes the future. And the biggest excuse people make is the past. I do have to forewarn many of you. You guys have never seen me really teach success. I've written 20 books. I've traveled the entire world. And I got to a point in my life where I see a lot of people don't understand the core fundamentals of success, character traits, honor, integrity. We've done millions and millions of dollars of business through my students and through businesses we own. This isn't a game to me. My wife and I have been ordered 3 times for giving and tithing. I'm a very strong tither. I believe in that principle. It's part of our wedding vows is tithing. More about that. I actually have a whole chapter in 2 of my books about that. So here we go. Wow. That's just one sentence I can go on for an hour. And it says right here, once again, one of the biggest reasons that people remain anchored to their past instead of moving forward towards their future is their associations. They change everything in their lives, including their bad habits, negative thinking, and poor decision-making, but continue to hang out with the same group of people. More often than that, these so-called friends, see, inside the word friend is and, I. And anytime I hear people say I, more than you, I people are very, to me, they have a sociopath character trait. They're very egotistical, because it's all about I. And inside the word friend is FRIN. I ends any friendship with people. Because if they're always about I, they're not about you. They're a control factor. People that say I a lot. If you as you get to know me, we always recognize, we bless people with all of our frame quotes, and we pour into people. And I'm very focused, because my whole goal is to empower and encourage others to be the best that they can be. So as we keep reading here, more often than not, these so-called friends are the chains that are keeping you shackled to your past. They have no desire to change their lives, so why would they want you to better yourself? It's very deep. Now, I've done many teachings at counseling centers and rehab centers, and I've prisons over the years. And many of you do not really know my background. And there are people, you go online, you can't find their background. They got reputation scrape management. They just scrape stuff because they want to rip people off. Look, I've been in this game. I'll be 57 this year. We've traveled. This is really, and I say this to all of you, someone needs to hear this today and tonight. It's time to build yourself up. It's time for you to really, really, really know who you are. Principle number 2. To continue reading. The majority of these people will not intentionally hurt you. It's their actual character traits and their habits. See, the word habit means behavior pattern. There's a pattern. There's just a recurring cycle. There's a pattern. And behavior is how one behaves. When I open up your mouth, there's a behavior, behavioral issues, a behavior pattern, the way they behave. You put them in a situation and they behave like that. There's a pattern. It develops. No matter where people go, well, I'm gonna change my whole life and go to, I used to say, go to Canada. I can't go to that. It's communism now. I'm going to go to Australia. I'm going to go here. No matter where you go, your habits go with you. And many times you could change your location, but if you don't change your habits, you won't change your destination. I'll say it again. If you don't change your habits, you could change your location, but you won't change your destination. Hello. Even yesterday, we were at this great event at the Destiny Family Gathering Center. Just my mind of success. I hear destiny, destination. You put GPS in, and we live on GPS. And there's a section of this book proves I wrote it 14 years ago because I mentioned you may not have a cell phone in this book. You may not have a cell phone in this book I write. Fundamentals never change. That's one of the greatest coaches in the world, Coach Lou Holtz, Coach Herb Brooks, Coach Dick Vermeil, some of the greatest coaches in the sporting realm. Coach John Wooden had about 12 to 14 plays. He was the winningest basketball coach in history. Coach Herb Brooks from the movie Miracle. Unbelievable movie. Unbelievable true story. No matter where he went, whatever locker room he went into, the score changed. They got more W's and more L's, and he had fundamental plays. As soon as the coach went in, challenged the players. And once he left, 95% of the teams went back to the same. They defaulted back to the behavior pattern. They weren't challenging themselves. They got comfortable. Hello. The majority of these people will not intentionally hurt you. It's their actual character traits. One thing about me, it's about character traits. And their habits will have a negative effect on your life. Look, whatever, because if you're around people that behave a certain way and you're around them, those habits start to infect you. They start to influence you. They start to affect your GPS. Hello. Most of them don't have a certain look, but they do have many of the following traits. Here we go. This is so huge. Page 39. 7 Principles of a Champion Life book, which my books are available on conservativemarketplace.com under books. I challenge them. Most of you don't, you don't read. Start reading. You want to increase your life. You want to change your association. You want to achieve your goals. You want to bless your church. You want to bless your ministry. You want to earn huge income. Start to learn. Here we go. But they do, most of them don't have a certain look, but they do have many of the following traits. They constantly speak negative words. They see no light at the end of the tunnel. They allow failure to be an option. Don't believe in dreams, yours or theirs. Who want to make money rather than earn money. I mean, there are people that make decisions. When a decision is made, hello, everyone pay attention here. 13 minutes into this special success show tonight, what I'm about to say is to me a determining factor in people's lives. 13 minutes in, I'm going to drop a wisdom bomb that will radically change the rest of your life. If you truly listen, silence yourself, get focused, learn. Take the letters listen and silent. It's exactly the same letters. The only way you can learn is when you're silent and you listen. Some people have to shut up and listen. When you don't shut up and you're always talking, you never learn. You got a control factor issue. You got to control. When I speak, when I'm doing my shows, I'm speaking, but most of the time I'm quiet. I'm learning. I'm taking a pen and I'm extracting. How do you write 20 books? I look at my library here. I write by learning. 13 minutes in, moving into 14 minutes. Here we go. Want to make money rather than earn it. When people make a business decision to make money, they're a criminal. If you make a decision in business just for you to make money, I make money when I do this. You see, earn is a right. I've been teaching. One of my top coaching clients for 12 years earned millions and millions of dollars in real estate. Now earns in 2 weeks what he used to earn in a month. In a year. Verifiable. It's verifiable, by the way. Some of you won't believe it. And I'm going to start to drop the bomb with some of my clients that I've been coaching for years. They're going to come out of the coaching closet, as we say. I'm going to do a show with them and start to give you the verifiable proof, because everything in life is a result of decisions today. Everything adds up. If someone makes a decision, earning is a right. I have a teaching called the right earning. The right earning. You have a right to earn income when you bless people. It's called benefit, recommendations, and suggestions. When you make a recommendation and a suggestion that will benefit someone, you have a right to earn income. The last person in the equation of business is the provider. They earn the income because they're focused on changing someone's life through the benefit of their product. That's why I can't stand and I despise salespeople. I'm a fanatic about marketing. I'm about to release another book that I published in 2006 about marketing. And marketing is tremendous. It's about changing a life. I'm very passionate about products and services that I believe in. When someone makes a business decision to make money, they're Bernie Madoff. Had an incident just in the last month and a half. Someone showed their true colors. They made a decision. They made a decision to make money. That's a character trait. That's an atmosphere. Even if someone doesn't smoke, they put the cigarette out, but 6 hours later, they still smell like smoke because the atmosphere of cigarette smoke is around them. The atmosphere of making money is still in their heart. And when that's in your heart, it's part of your behavior. That's who they are. Know who they are, who you're around. You're around people that want to make money. They're going to eventually make a big decision like a Bernie Madoff because it's just a matter of time. Bernie Madoff didn't steal billions of dollars in a day. It was a decision one day to make money versus earn it. Pay attention. Minute 13 and minute 16, life-changing. Someone needs to hear that today because that's the issue in this world right now. People, and guess what? Guess who's not going to like the success teaching? People doing it. Hello. Next one, next character trait. Always have an opinion that focuses on the negative. These people also become complacent in their lives and are satisfied with it. Become complacent. See, complainers become complacent. Hello. Complainers become complacent. And if you're complacent, well, I've done good in my life. Well, do you have goals? Do you have a why? What's your mission? I mean, that's why, 5% of all the proceeds of our store go to Heartbeat of Miami, Martha Avila. All of you listening to this, as Pastor Rodney has at the River Church, is to create 300 millionaires with the right heart, based upon tithing and giving and sowing finance. And I'll be doing a whole show about the 4 types of giving, and that'll be probably next month because I'll have a couple surprise guests in that one. But so back to this, become complacent in their lives and satisfied with it. If you don't have a driving goal to bless people like a Martha Avila or Pastor Greg Locke's church and their mission. You're not blessing Pastor Greg Locke. You're blessing Pastor Greg Locke's church and his mission. Pastor Rodney Howard and the river, the souls they're saving, the finances needed to do their mission. Adonica did a phenomenal message. Pastor Adonica today at the river did a tremendous message about that, about pastors, ministers, finance. Tremendous message. Become complacent in their lives and are satisfied with it. They make decisions that result in failure 99% of the time. It goes back to the behavior patterns. And some of you have to realize, obviously all of you know me in the conservative world, and I'm all the conservative conferences and founder of Conservative Business Journal. These are, my conservative principles is how we birthed out of the Conservative Business Journal. But I've had many of you that have read my books. I spoke to someone yesterday that read this book and they literally they go, John, this book tore my heart up. It changed my life. So I'm going to be doing pure success lessons. And I believe this will change people's lives. I challenge all of you to get back to learning. Now, this is what I've been building up for in the show. It's on page 40. This is absolutely just phenomenal. This page 40 of the 7 Principles to Live a Champion Life book, this book is authored 14 years ago. I'll say it again. So, I had a conversation earlier tonight with someone, and just conversations about life and conversations about this. I haven't been, I wrote this book 14 years ago. I've been doing an hour to 2 hours of self-development since the age 24. I'm 56. You know how much reading and learning I've done with development, discernment, belief structure? How many business books I've read and life books? I've written 20. Someone needs to hear that. You better get around people that have been through the process. If you want to get to a destination, same as when we were, we went to set up Friday evening at this event we were at over the weekend. And Evan is part of our team for many years. Evan came down from Tampa. I wasn't able to give Evan directions exactly how to get there till we were there. See, in life, you're asking people how to get somewhere, and they've never been there. That's where manipulation happens. They're actually, you're actually asking people how to get somewhere, and they've never been there. Do you understand the depth of that? I mean, this is a huge statement. So here we go. Have you ever heard the old saying, pigs don't know pigs stink? Basically, it means that you don't even realize that you are hanging out with people that are going nowhere in life because you haven't stepped outside of your circle of influence to take a look from the outside. So many people, if you would look at your life from outside your associations, I mean, just shut up and keep your mouth quiet and learn. Which, we live in a very noisy society where people don't learn. They don't listen. I'm considered one of the greatest interviewers. I've interviewed hundreds, actually well over 1,000 people in my podcast series, and because I actively listen. If you haven't noticed on my shows, I do no any pre-production really questions what people I interview. I do my research, and then I'm an expert in interview because I'll listen to every word they say, and then I'll pull a word out, ask a question, or a conversation just expands upon it because I'm actually very interested in listening and learning. When you don't listen and learn, you will fail. You will make mistakes, and you will not maximize your ability. And continue with pigs don't know pigs stink. If you did, you would likely see your friends rolling around in the same old pig pen day in and day out, talking about the same slop that they've talked about for years, and allowing the trashy view of the world to dictate their success or lack of it. Get ready for the 14-year bomb I'm about to drop. Is that harsh? Yes, but it's the truth. How do you expect to become who you believe that you are in life if you hang out with people that are constantly pushing you off the mountain when you reach the top? And sometimes in life, you're put in a situation to make a decision. See, when I make a decision, I'm pulling from 30 years of development, pulling 30 years of shutting up and listening and learning. And look at my book; it's highlighted. This book is, if you can see it, it's highlighted and starred. I've read this book probably 30 times. When you have torn up success books, you don't have a torn up life. Most people's lives are messed up because their books ain't messed up. Mess up your books, you won't have a messed up life. Make a decision. I'll say it again. Mess up success books, you won't have a messed up life. Most people don't even understand what that means because they're not learning. They're just not doing it. Wow. How to expect to become who you believe that you are in life if you hang out with people that are constantly pushing you off the mountain when you reach the top. Here's an eye-opening exercise for you. Take a look at the last 10 people that you dialed. Here we go. This proves for all of you listening. Take a look at the last 10 people that you dialed on your cell phone or your home phone if you don't have a cell phone. 14 years ago, some people didn't have cell phones. See, but who you speak to, grab your smartphone, go to your call logs, log your calls, your text logs, take the last 10 people you've talked to. That's going to be your life in 10 years, physically, emotionally, financially, because their beliefs will influence you. Who you talk to influences you. Who you associate with affects you. Like, we have a condo. This studio is in a condo. If I choose not to pay the association fees this month or next month, they'll throw me out. I'm not part of the association. Talking about know who you are. Wow. 14 years ago, fundamentals in life don't change. You are and will become who you talk to, because I have a New York accent because my mom and dad and my family was from New York. And as you grow up in the atmosphere of the words, when you open up your mouth, which is a culmination of consistent daily learning and listening, and then you open your mouth and boom, you sound like who you're around. In life, obviously, my accent will not change. I won't sound like my wife from Tennessee or people in Tennessee. I won't sound like someone that's got obviously a deep Southern accent or an accent or a broken English accent from someone who speaks Italian at first language, quote unquote, no, or Spanish. Because at 56, I'm not going to be quiet for 4 years and then have an accent, but my associations give me an accent. Wow. And to continue reading, think of all the daily habits, yearly incomes, relationships, goals, and overall success in life. And people that have goals of making money and ripping people off, be very careful of hanging out with them, because that's your associations. I made very distinct, very disciplined decisions in life about that. Physically, I'm not going to hang out with guys that drink and smoke and party and go crazy. Not going to do that, because eventually they're going to screw their lives up. Make a decision, guys. Make Make a decision, boys and girls. Wow. Now average those things out. Daily habits, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, beliefs, success, goals. Well, what are the goals? Do you like what you see? Do you like what you see? Just go to your smartphone, take the last 10 people and say, what's your goal? What's their goals in life physically? They make a joke about their health. They eat like crap. They make fun of people like me that are into fitness and working out and eating healthy. And every other day they're selling some crap. They're hawking some snake oil crap. What? And then they're giving goals. Well, I don't believe in giving. That's between you and God. What you're giving goals, and then you start to get, and then because nice people finish last, because nice people get persuaded, and persuasion is manipulation. I have a whole chapter about persuasion in one of my books. I don't believe in persuasion. I don't teach in the marketing realm persuasion techniques. There's no technique of persuasion. That's mental manipulation. That's basically business witchcraft. It's what it is, business witchcraft. I've been very against that. NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, because neuro means neuron, brain waves, neuro, linguistic, language. You're programming the language of a brain to make a business decision. To me, that's manipulation. Now, people can agree with that. You can disagree. That's fine. That's just how I stand. I don't believe in that. And people on my call log also don't believe in it. And once again, everyone has a right to their own beliefs. I'm encouraging you and empowering you and teaching you tonight to have your belief structure straightened out so you know who you are and you get to the next level in life and you can make a difference in the world. Once again, teaching 7 principles of a champion life, teaching success lesson. This is a new evolution. It's kind of a growth of the CBJ Real News podcast show. I've had many of you read my books and say, John, I love for you to teach in your books. Well, I heard you, and we're going to start doing it 2-3 times a week, teaching success. And I'll be very direct. I'm actually enjoying this right now. I'm enjoying teaching success principles. God has given me a gift to teach success. God's given me a gift of teaching. Give me a teach. I'm a teacher. I've learned. I've studied success. I've been around multi-billionaires. I've been around people who've given $500,000 to orphanages. And you would never know. He drives a 2009 car. I drive a 2010 car. My car is from 2006. I understand financial principles. I understand earning income. The worst investment you can make is a brand new car. Best investment you can make is in your mind. But I'm going to do shows about financial literacy also, because you guys, many of you do not know really. And I was speaking to many people do not really understand what we've been through in life. And God is really speaking to me, because there are people out there who are hurting, who are super nice people, and they get manipulated. And I'm their worst enemy. Why? I've been training. I'm 56. I wrote a book saying you may not have a cell phone. You can't make this up. You think I'm kidding? Prove me wrong. Get the book, read it. Go to page 40. It says you may not have a cell phone. Who doesn't have a smartphone? Who's got a home phone? When I was writing the book, they didn't have cell phones. So continue reading, and I'll wrap this up, and I'll sum it up for you. Think about the daily habits, daily incomes, relationships, goals, and overall successes in life. Now average those things out. Do you like what you see? In other words, be around the people you talk to and look at how physically, where they're going. Like physically, are they getting in better shape? If they're on prescriptions, are they doing things like Dr. Krista recommends to get yourself healthier? Everyone should be prescription free. Everyone should be the healthiest ever in your life. I want everyone listening to me to be the example. You don't have a genetic problem. You have a gene problem, like Dr. Chris says, Jean, because you have a refrigerator problem. I always say, if everyone lived with my wife and I, if you live with Christy and I for 30 days, if you had type 2 diabetes or you have high blood pressure, most of that, you would start going down the right path of because what you consume in our home, just what's in our refrigerator: oranges, bananas, avocados, tomatoes, the sweet potatoes, rice, pasta, tomato sauce, wing sauce. I'm just looking through the refrigerator. Asparagus. It's phenomenal. Fresh aired popcorn, all the frozen fruit, all the green drinks we have. Your body will respond. giving? Where's their heart? Are they focused on a brand new card? Are they focused on saving 10,000 babies? Are they focused on building a business and pouring into customers and focusing on customers and pouring into consistent customers and outgoing phone calls and communication and bonuses and customer service and making recommendations and products and services that will truly benefit people? Or are they chasing money? You see, in the marketplace, our store, the conservativemarketplace.com, and very shortly, we're going to have a live store and a live studio here in West Palm Beach. I will only put in the conservative marketplace products and services that I know that will benefit people. I made a video tonight with my dad. My dad's 92, talking about my mom was 91, and the pain patches, body relief patches. My mother put patches on her neck. Last Sunday, we gave her from Lance's company. They're available. You can visit conservativemarketplace.com. And under 5G protection, we don't have the body relief patch category yet. We will within 48 hours, but this is time sensitive. You can go to conservativemarketplace.com, click on 5G protection, and it says click here on the next step in the transaction process. Click on that, and then you go to the page. You just scroll down. You'll see body relief patches. They're phenomenal. We made a video. We made a real review. So in business, are you around people that make money and move on, or pouring into people? Pouring into people, building rock-solid relationships, building a list and communicating. That's what I teach. So many people don't really understand that. That's why I can't stand salespeople, and I'm a fanatic about marketers. My clients own a bank. I'll say it again. My clients are not worried right now in this economy. I'll say it again. They're not concerned. Their fundamentals will sustain a storm. You don't understand that. When you're running scared, people build these websites, SEO training, search engine optimization, this thing, and they're spending money like crazy. And they have no lists and no systems. But more about that when I teach them other books. I'm just getting wound up because I'll tell you right now, I enjoy teaching success. God has given me a gift, and I apologize. I haven't been doing enough of it. I truly apologize that I have not been teaching the gift. God has given me a gift. I know my gift through what I went through in my life. But get ready. This is success lesson number 1. Obviously, just tonight. Just I was reading this today. I probably read more today than the average person's read in 10 years. My goal is to change that. All right, continue reading. I'll wrap this up. Now, average those things out. Do you like what you see? I hope so, because that's where you will be in 5 years if you don't change your current associations. Look, if you're going a certain way, and you're not going to get in that you're just not going to get there in that destination. It's just not going to happen. Change your associations. Turn that wheel. If you are in a small percentage of people in the world that have a great mastermind team that is made up of positive, supportive individuals, then kudos to you. Unfortunately, most people don't fall into that category. Most people are surrounded by so-called friends that are holding them back from achieving their why in life. Do you have people on your mastermind team? If so, what are you going to do about it? You have 2 choices. And I'm going to conclude this show on this tonight. But you guys are going to hear me announce in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be announcing Conservative Business Journal Mastermind Club events. We're going to get together with only 20 or 30 people, in a room, a roundtable workshop, and unpack life and success principles. How many of you would be interested in that? Does that interest you? It's not 200 people. It's not 1,000 people. It's digging into success principles. And I challenged 3 of my coaching students this last week. I'm going to bring them on my shows, and they're going to start to expose their success. And most people won't believe it, but it's believable because there's a starting point. You see, somebody needs to hear this tonight. It's time. Know who you are. Success principle number 2. Wrote this book in 2004. See, pigs don't know, pigs stink. If you hang out with anyone like a Bernie Madoff, people will look at you like, wow, you're around them, you must be like them. You're around them, you must believe like them because you're hanging out with them. Hello. Now, we live in a day and age right now where people are very insecure about making life decisions because they're so worried about what people think about them. So you want you to be concerned about what your goals and dreams, your heart thinks about you, and then make those decisions. See, people are like, emergency brakes. Like you get in your car. Like right now, I drove my wife's truck here tonight. My wife is home. She's not here. While we're doing the show, she's home. As you see her posting for those of you live on the show. Usually she's here, executive producer, but I drove her truck and her Cherokee. And yes, my wife and I, we run a very successful business. She drives a 2010 Cherokee. I drive a 2006 BMW. We own our car straight out. I'd rather make investments in real estate that have asset acquisition for growth. I have no issue. I have no desire to get a lease of a car, but I'm going to do a whole financial principle show, by the way. I haven't been in this game like 6 months. Okay. Somebody needs to hear that. And I'm getting real sick and tired of people talking about success who ain't successful. It's getting on my ninth nerve. But what that does is God will just tweak me. And I've been doing this foundation for years, and I'm very excited about this because I enjoy teaching success. If this is not what you want from my shows, and these episodes may not be for you, I respect that. I don't force anybody to listen or attend, but I'm telling you something right now. My goal is to generate 20 billionaires in a conservative world. That's my goal. That's a big goal, John. You think you can do it? That's my goal. Maybe you're one of the people I don't want to be around. I have big goals for America and this country. And as you heard when I interviewed Jeff Younger from Texas, Jeff says the issue is we need millionaires and billionaires in the conservative world. Guess what? All of you guys can do that. Set some big goals. Have a vision. Make sure you have the right people around you. Know who you are. God doesn't birth losers. God births champions. So to recap this, just vision this. Pigs don't know pigs stink. You understand that? Pigs don't know pigs stink. That's a huge statement. And that's on my book. That's in my book on page 40. And I'm teaching tonight, know who you are, principle number 2. And principle means fundamental, foundation, core. It's a principle. Just like no matter where I go, no matter who I can be in front of. The largest crowd I spoke in front of was 14,000 people. I can be in front of 14,000 people or 10 people. Or I can be in front of one person. I am the exact same person. I have zero ego when it comes to my personal presence as a speaker. People go, John, I want to become a speaker. You don't become a speaker. God has to give you the gift to be a speaker. You can't go to speaking school. You can go to Toastmasters and learn how to overcome public speaking, but you can't just, I want to become a speaker. Why? What does that mean? But that's another show in and of itself. Success lesson about association will make or break you. For those of you who do not have my book, I suggest to get the book. And you guys can do it by going to conservativemarketplace.com, collections and categories, on the categories books. And this is deep. I mean, I literally just did almost a 40-minute show on a page and a half. Just a page and a half. And this is not a book that I bought on eBay and then I bought a fake book. And when you order all books, they ship out to you within 1 to 7 days, based upon where you live. Where the books are. Man, this is so good. All right. So, guys, this is the official announcement. Success lessons I'll be teaching as I do my self-development during the day. And I read every day. I'm never too busy to learn. And, part of my coaching students, part of my clients, they're accountable. And every day they send their accountability in. And part of their accountability is, like Dr. Krista will tell you, she's read this book every day for 12 years. She runs a multi-million-dollar practice. Right here. 365 hours. There's 4,200 words. Read these words out loud every day. It's impossible to have those kind of words in your atmosphere and not be more encouraged, more empowered, and then make better decisions, wiser decisions to remove yourself from people. And then in business, creativity. People always talk about this and talk about that. Stop talking about it. Do something about it. And get away from talkers. Get around action takers, visionaries, dreamers. Wow. And guys, God bless you once again. And I see my wife there. Any questions about anything I do in the success business coaching world? But I tell you, there is a requirement. You got to be a big thinker. I'm not a babysitter. I'm looking for a big thinker. I'm looking for someone who wants to go from a bronze medal to a gold medal. I'm looking for someone who wants to be the best in your industry, the best they can be, break every record, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, be the best you could be. And every day, be the best and be the strongest and change your life. Without opening your mouth, people look at you and go, man, what are you doing? I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? You look different. You sound different. You're around different people. You're going different places. Man, what's going on? But I made a decision to change my associations, and I got a coach. I'm accountable. I'm learning. Every day is day one. Guys, God bless you, and I want to challenge all of you. God birthed you a champion. Today is day one. We talk about this in the Conservative Business Journal and CBJ Real News. Let me give you some real news. Let me broadcast a news report to you. You were born a champion. God birthed you with a purpose and a reason, and make sure people around you, they could be nice people, but Will they challenge you or are they crutches? Because if you break something, you have to go through some pain during a rehab, or else keep a crutch on, you'll have a limp your whole life. Sometimes people in relationships are the crutches, and you have a limp of procrastination, indecision, low self-belief. You have those behavior patterns. Guys, with us, good night. God bless you. Once again, I appreciate you guys visiting conservativemarketplace.com. Under the category books, conservativemarketplace.com. And this book I'm teaching from is 7 Principles to Live a Champion Life. Forward of the book was written by Olympic gold medalist Nikki Stone. This book was published in 2008. 2008, not 2018, 2008. That's 14 years ago. See, fundamental principles never change. See, Coach Brooks, and this is played a hockey coach, and John Wood's a basketball coach, and Lou Holt's a football coach. Football is a football and there's a field. Hockey, there's ice and there's a rink. And basketball, there's a ball and there's a court. Fundamentals will never change. There's winners, there's losers, there's champions that train and whiners that complain. 7 Principles of a Champion Life, phenomenal read. I challenge you guys, start reading more, start learning more. Good night. God bless you. Whatever we could do for you, guys can call or text us, 561-847. The 3467. You can email team, T-E-A-M, team at conservativebusinessjournal.com. Any of you in business and life that are interested in some coaching, consulting, we do send you a non-disclosure agreement. You will sign it. No one will know what you disclose to us. But I'll tell you right now, it's record-breaking time for you. It's time to crush and break a record physically, emotionally, financially. It's time to get to a level you've never been to before. But don't start the buts. You see, big buts are a problem. Don't start the buts. Those of you Christians, have some faith. Faith doesn't make sense why it makes miracles. What do you think faith stands in fear one means? You stand by faith. Yeah, my goal is 20 billionaires in the conservative movement. That's my goal. Well, that's pretty tough. I don't think you're going to do it. Then you won't be one. What if I'm off by 99% and you become a millionaire? You're earning 7 figures. You make a difference 7 figures? You make a big difference in this world with the right heart as a conservative. Guys, good night. God bless you. I appreciate you. Success lesson about associations that will make or break you. And I'm excited about this. I'm excited about teaching success and exposing to all of you some of what we've done over the years with success. And we're just warming up. So, guys, good night. God bless you. Good day, good afternoon. Any questions, feel free to give us a call, text once again, 561-847-3467. Or email us at team, T-E-A-M, team at conservativebusinessjournal.com. And make sure, for those of you that challenge yourself, grab the book, conservativemarketplace.com, on the books. And it's a 7 Principles to Live a Champion Life book. Very deep, very, very deep read, a strong read, very, very deep. I suggest you read it 3-4 times. Good night. God bless you. Talk to you soon. Thank you, Kimberly. Kimberly said, great podcast. Thanks. Thank you, Carol. You guys are awesome. I appreciate that. And Kimberly, I appreciate that. Kimberly, whatever spoke to you personally during this show and podcast, let it sink in. Because this is you guys are going to start to see this. This is going to move and break it's going to break the shackles on people's lives. And I appreciate that. Good night, guys. God bless you. We love you. We care about you. And we'll talk to you soon. And thank you for all the wedding anniversary emails and texts and calls. My wife and I married 17 years ago yesterday. In our wedding vows is a tithing vow. The only place in the Bible God says test me on it. It's another whole show in and of itself. But I appreciate you guys at all. Thank you, guys. And bam, 7 Principles of a Champion Life. You're awesome. So yeah, thank you, Gigi. Gigi said I just shared it. Thank you, Gigi. You'll be changing people's lives by sharing and influencing others. Good night. God bless you.